This week on LandLeader Television.
We are the leaders of the land. Land is what we live on. It can be explored, built upon, and cultivated. Land holds our wildlife, crops and livestock, and the homes in which we live. It provides a resource for your family. It's what our forefathers settled and our brave fight to protect. It asks that you respect it, keep it free, and put back what you have taken. At times, it's purchased, sold, and traded, and it's passed on from generation to generation. So it's our duty as land brokers to be champions of conservation, habitat management, and ownership. We possess a deep love for our land and respect for all it provides. We are LandLeader.
This segment of LandLeader TV is brought to you by Living the Dream Outdoor Properties.
D.W. Heinman here with Dale Strumpf, brokers at Living the Dream Outdoor Properties. We're at Paradise Ranch, and it's just a spectacular farm. It's 300 acres in Pettis County, Missouri, and we just can't wait to show it to you.
Hi, I'm Nick Houston. I'm owner of Paradise Ranch. I bought this property about 7.5 years ago from a guy that I became friends with. That he owned it for 23 years. Just enjoy owning the land and walking around on it and hunting, and I have a dog. I bring him down here all the time and just enjoy being here. It's a good mix of pasture, row crop, alfalfa, woods, lots of water on it. It's a little bit of everything. And it's on a dead-end road with only one other neighbor. What I like about it's really good deer hunting, really good turkey hunting. I've tried to improve the habitat. It was already good when I got it, but I've added about 7 acres of alfalfa, and then I've mixed alfalfa in some whitetail clover plots. I've also did a widespread area with red clover. This farm hunt's really big. There's several springs on the farm. There's a 7-acre lake that's spring fed. There's a covered dock with a boat. In that lake there is a white crappie that I've tried to keep to a minimum, and black crappie. There's a channel cat in there, largemouth bass, red ear, regular bluegill, hybrid bluegill, and walleyes. The lodge we're in tonight is spacious. We're in one of the 2 great rooms. It's 4-bedroom, 5-bath, very nice kitchen. The basement, there's a game room in the basement with ping pong and pool, extra beds, darts. My son got his first buck here, and his second buck here, and his third buck here, and a lot of good fishing stories and just lots of fun stuff.
It revolves around diversity between the wildlife and the fish. There's really a little bit of everything that a person can do on this property. Oh, this farm, from the get-go, when you come and you see this farm, it's phenomenal. It's really got everything a person could want in a farm in Missouri.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Mahindra and participating farm credit locations. It's about people far and wide, from coast to coast. The farmers, the ranchers, their cattle and crops, weekends in the woods, blueberries, peaches, a fishing pole, and your grandpa's rifle. Best friends, the love of your life, our children. It's about making this real. We've been financing your life for more than a century. We're Farm Credit. We're here to help you grow.
Landowners, if you're ready for a real tractor, it's time to trade up to tough with Mahindra, the toughest tractors on earth. Trade in the other guys and get 0 down, 0% interest for up to 60 months, or up to $8,400 in real cash back and savings. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading 7-year warranty comes standard. So get your work done, America, with Mahindra, the world's #1 selling tractor.
Looking to sell your ranch or farm? Visit LandLeader.com to learn about our exclusive network of the best farm and ranch brokers across the country. LandLeader member brokers are the leaders in their areas, representing the finest properties and providing their clients with the most property marketing in the nation. From ranches and farms to sporting properties and vacant land, we're the largest land marketing company in America. Give us a call or visit LandLeader.com today.
LandLeader Television is brought to you by LandLeader, exclusive properties worldwide. Mahindra, toughest utility vehicles on earth. Gunworks, 1,400 yards right out of the box. Cinch jeans and shirts. Lead, don't follow. And by participating farm credit locations. It's not often that a world-class trout fishery and a working cattle ranch within 2 hours of Metro Denver comes on the market. We join the Hayden Outdoors team for a very special look at one of these properties.
Hi, I'm Dax Hayden at Hayden Outdoors. We're here today on the Middle Fork Ranch outside of Fairplay, Colorado. This is a beautiful property. It has 3,330 acres and almost 7 miles of the South Platte River.
I'm Bruce Plankington, and I'm the owner of the Middle Fork Ranch, which consists of 3,300 acres. Basically, when you come over Red Hill Pass and you look down that valley, that's the Middle Fork Ranch. We bought the ranch in, I believe it was 1992, and it's one of the prettiest pieces of property I know of in Colorado. We bought it from a gentleman named Walt Coyle. At the time, Walt was 75 years old, still rode horses every day. One of the finest gentlemen I've ever met. I'll have to say Walt taught me a lot about just the ranching and ranches, because I grew up in the city and I didn't have very much rural or agricultural background. So we bought the ranch as a fishing property. I wasn't even a very good fisherman there. It's a pretty historic piece of property. It was first deeded in the late 1860s. And there were 2 pieces of property there. And Walt Coyle owned one of them, and another family named Byers owned the southern piece. So Walt married Byers' daughter and got the whole thing. There's a law on the books in the state of Colorado that you get a property tax break if you're an agricultural property. We got 37 steers and we put them on the ranch. So then we were an agricultural property. So then we had to learn how to take care of them. That entailed learning how to ride a horse. In the mid-90s, I probably fell off a horse once a week. And I finally said, you know, this is gonna kill me. I gotta learn how to ride these sumbitches. So I did. And we enjoyed the agricultural business, and we got up at one point, we were running 400 head of cattle. We finally decided about 8 or 10 years ago that we were going to back down to about 200 head, and we could work those without any hired help. There was a lot of days we'd get in the saddle and leave up there at the ranch headquarters at 8 o'clock and get back there at 5 o'clock. I was plenty sore. We had cowboy working for us. And, cowboys are sort of the bottom of the labor train. They tear up your equipment. They're hard on your animals, and you got to go bail them out of jail at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I just finally said, you know, I can't manage a cowboy anymore. The grass over in Fairplay is 18% protein. Before World War II, they used to harvest it and ship it to England to feed racehorses. It is excellent for feeding cattle. And we'll put newborn calves on there all middle of May, and by 1st of October, they weigh 600, 650 pounds. The ranch also is home to quite a bit of wildlife. We've got sort of a resident herd of antelope that roams around the whole valley, but at any given day, you'll see 6 or 8 of them wandering around. This time of year, they're calving. So, in fact, I was over there Saturday. My wife and I were over there, and we came across a mama with 2 little babies that could hardly walk, so they had to be a couple days old. But what the mama will do, she'll stick them in an old irrigation ditch, and then she'll go off and eat grass. All winter, we'll have a herd of probably 150 to 300 elk. You know, if you want to hunt elk, we call it the finest pickup truck hunting in the land. And I don't mean we shoot them out of a pickup truck. I mean, we can drive to them after we shoot them. As a landowner, I believe the ranch is entitled to 4 elk permits. I'm not sure about the antelope because my wife would never let anybody shoot one. Every year we see 1 or 2 big old bucks that I know are Boone and Crockett guys.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Cinch Jeans and Shirts and by Gunworks Rifles.
It comes to this moment. This is what he's prepared for. He's learned the science of long-range shooting. He knows how to select the right gear and how to compensate for wind. He's practiced. He's trained. Now, at 880 yards, he is ready. Gunworks, Long-Range University. Visit gunworks.com.
Now's a great time to buy your next farm, ranch, or recreational property. The premier broker members of LandLeader represent the finest properties available on the market today, from working cattle ranches to income-producing farm ground, equestrian facilities and agricultural land to sporting properties and land rich with mineral rights. Let the LandLeader network help you find your next piece of land. Tour thousands of properties for sale online at landleader.com.
Welcome to the Middle Fork Ranch. Over 3,000 acres of high mountain meadows, meandering river bottoms, and amazing vistas of Colorado's Rocky Mountains. This historic ranch is now for sale and includes 7 miles of world-class gold medal fishing on the South Platte River, cattle grazing ranch land, diverse hunting for big game, and convenient location just 2 hours from Denver near the town of Fairplay. Contact Dax Hayden today or learn more at HaydenOutdoors.com.
This segment of LandLeader TV is brought to you by Hayden Outdoors. The fishing opportunities at the Middle Fork Ranch are endless. From spring to fall, fishing on the South Platte River is nothing short of epic.
The fishing is, I tell people, I think it's the best fishing in central Colorado. It's primarily a brown trout stream. There are a number of rainbows because I've had neighbors downstream that thought they needed to stock the Middle Fork of the South Platte River. They'd put them on their ranch, and then the next day they'd swim up to mine. In the fall, we have quite a number of brook trout come down from the little streams and come in the river to spawn. We also have a number of cutthroats that the city of Fairplay stocked up in a lake they call Fairplay Beach. And they put them in there, and then the next week they swam down to the ranch too. And I think the reason is the ranch has been managed as a fishery. We don't graze the river except for about 2 or 3 weeks in the late fall. The reason being that a cow will walk all the way across the county to eat a fresh willow. They're just like candy. And so it's fenced off, we don't graze it, and those willows have grown up all the way down the river. They shelter a lot of insect life. And that plus the fact that it's been limited fishing, it's been all catch and release, I think has just turned it into a heck of a fishery. As we developed the fishery, I made an agreement with a fly shop in Breckenridge called Mountain Angler. I still have to this day an exclusive agreement with Jackson Strait, who owns Mountain Angler. He can take up to 3 fishermen guided 4 days a week. I receive $100 per head rod fee. And I also get the benefit that having his people there 4 days a week is sort of my patrol for poachers and problems with the river.
My name's Jackson Strait. I own the Mountain Angler in Breckenridge, Colorado. We're kind of right in the middle of a lot of really good fishing in central Colorado. I think one of the best things about the Middle Fork Ranch on the Middle Fork River itself is because we're so high up, there's a lot less silt in the river, and the hatches are very, very amazing. We start in the spring and April with a Baetis hatch, blueing olives, and then into June we'll start seeing some golden stones, and then we have the pale morning duns in June and July. We have the red quills, the caddis, and then the best hatch of all is the green drake hatch that is mid-July to early August. And then in the fall we'll have tricos and Baetis again, and it's kind of never ending. And then of course the hopper fishing, ants, hoppers, beetles, is quite good as well. As far as experience, it's a pretty easy river to catch fish. You've got to do a little sneaking around in the fall when the water goes down and gets lower. But I would say when we take beginners over there, if they're not catching a good number of fish during the day, something's not right. For a really good angler, his arm will fall off by the end of the day. Usually they want to leave a little early, to be honest with you. And the technique that generally we use, unless there's a hatch of all the different bugs I mentioned, will be a dry dropper with a hopper, a beadhead pheasant tail, copper john, Pat's rubber leg when the water's a little bit higher. And some of the pools in the river have 100 fish in them, from 10 to 20 inches or plus. So sometimes these fish are rising in some of these pools. One of them, Bruce named after me, Jackson's Hole. And I had a guy caught 34 fish in there one day in about 40 minutes.
The ranch record for the largest trout ever caught. It's 28 inches. Those big old brown trout swim from Speeney Reservoir, which has got to be 50, 60 river miles. The Middle Fork of the South Platte River runs through the Middle Fork Ranch. It is about 6.5, 7 miles of river, and there's a long flat stretch at the very head of the ranch. It's a shallow gravel run, and you can go there in the fall and watch the brown trout spawn. And it's kind of cool sitting there watching 2-foot-long trout fighting. And I close the ranch to fishing October the 1st every year, just so that the fish can spawn, and I don't believe in fishing over reds. It's a good freestone river, good fall line, so it's oxygenated water. It's got deep bends and holds big fish. Resident fish probably get up to 22, 23 inches. In the fall, spawners 26, 27, 28 inches. So it's a wonderful fishery. A good fly fisherman can, I think, do 100 fish on dry flies in a day.
This segment is brought to you by LandLeader, exclusive properties worldwide.
Land is where it all begins. From farmland and working cattle ranches to hunting properties and recreational retreats. We aren't your typical real estate agents. We choose boots over dress shoes and trucks over sports cars any day. We hunt, fish, raise cattle, and grow crops. We understand land.
Stuck in the weeds? Get your hands on the new Brush Dog dual cutting trimmer head. The Brush Dog combines heavy-duty string line with stainless steel blades, giving you the cutting power to rip through any grass or brush that gets in your way. There's no need to change from string to metal blades, and with a universal fit, the Brush Dog is guaranteed to work with nearly every commercial trimmer. Visit BrushDog.com for more information and purchase yours today. Brush Dog.
This segment of LandLeader TV is brought to you by Hayden Outdoors.
I'm a firm believer that you should leave whatever land you own better than you found it. On the Middle Fork Ranch, like I said, we've cross-fenced it, we've cut back the amount of grazing we do. We're running about 200 pair. We limit the fishing. We did some stream improvements early on and found out Mother Nature takes them right back. The ranch is cross-fenced into about, I'm going to say 6 major pastures. We rotate grazing to different pastures, so not to overgraze anything. We have good grass come on in mid-May, early June. 1st of July, we'll start into the monsoon season, and then by the middle of August, we'll have grass up to the cows' bellies. There's 2 homesteads on the ranch. One of them it was built in 1963. We remodeled it in the late 90s. And it's a little 3-bedroom ranch house. We've got a shop, and then we've got a loafing shed and some pens for our horses. And that's connected to a big horse pasture. Down in the center of the ranch, we've got a pretty good set of corrals, squeeze chutes, calving table, and we do all our own doctoring. The ranch is located on good transportation routes. 285 comes right out of Denver and goes right by our north boundary. Highway 9 goes south and then down through Canyon City, and you can take Highway 160 or Highway 50 on east to Kansas. So it's a pretty easy trucking route. I've enjoyed South Park. Our heart will always be in South Park. I'll miss the ranch. For the first time in 25 years, I got to go out and find a stream and figure out where the damn fish are. We're just going to spread ourselves around Colorado and Wyoming, New Mexico, Utah. A lot of great country out here to see.
For more information on how to feature your property on LandLeader TV, please visit landleader.com.